Hello, 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 hello. What? Oh, hello, hello, hello. Ow! I'm so happy I could be here with you for a quick moment. Well. Oh, my. Oh, how are you guys doing today? How are you doing today? How you doing this evening? All right, because it's evening now. All right. How are you doing this evening? Okay. I hope you're all well. I hope you're well, right? Okay, so I needed to come on for a quick moment. Just for a quick moment. I needed to come on. Okay, so listen. Look, I get excited. Okay, listen to this. So, I want to kick it with you. I want to kick it with you, right? I want to kick it with you. Okay, so let me say this. Let me say this. Okay, first of all, excuse any noise you may hear in the background. I was going to talk for a minute before I really introduce myself, but let me go ahead on. Since I had to let you know that I apologize for any noise in the background, right? So I am in the closet right now talking to you because I had to find a place that I could come just to get a word in, right? I had to try to break away from the family and everyone, all right? So listen. First of all, I would like to say hello and how you doing, all right? Thank you for chiming in, okay? The other thing is welcome to Sunshine Brown. Welcome, all right? Did you get that? Welcome to Sunshine Brown. Welcome, okay? So I want to just talk, right? As a matter of fact, I may title this Unfiltered. All right, I may just title this Unfiltered. Okay, just kind of stay with me. Stay with me. All right. So, there's so many things I want to go over. And the thing is, usually I don't write things down. Usually I don't. I'll be like, but guess what? What I want to talk to you about right now is so important to me, that if I don't like the way this goes with me freestyling, because every time I talk to you, really I'm freestyling. I've, it seems like it's better sometimes when I just jump on. Right? Okay. So, I'm going to freestyle this, and hopefully I don't leave too much out, because I just want to, just chat a little bit. All right? Okay? And now I call myself right now as I sit right here. I want to give you you ladies and you gentlemen, some lady game. Like what? Like, girl, you can't talk to me, baby. You can't give me no lady game. You can't. Trust me. You gonna want to hear this. Because I'm telling you, I know it's gonna help somebody. It's gonna help somebody because it's helped me. And then it's the way, see, when we're doing this walk in life, it's the way that you perceive things, you take in things, you receive things, right? It's the way we process things, okay? Sometimes you don't know. God will allow you to watch a whole blessing going down. And you won't catch the blessing or the revelation of the blessing until like, what, 10 years later, 20 years later? I love you so much. I'm here for it. So we're going to talk about some things. Now, this is the thing. I want this to be a little unfiltered. Let me tell you why. Because I don't want to withhold anything that I know, that I could, share with you that, that will help you. All right. So let's back it up. So am I a little late to the? No, baby, I'm right on time. I was gonna say maybe I'm a little late to this party, but actually I'm right on time. So there was days ago that I wanted to get on and talk about some things, right? But where I was in my spirit would not allow me to get on, but I wanted to. You hear me? But where I was in my spirit would not allow me to. All right? And I'm glad I didn't. So today's the perfect day. This evening is the perfect time. Okay, here we go. Okay, I'm so excited. I have some some things I want to share. Okay, but let's let's stick with what I want to deliver for you. All right, here it is. Here it is. Okay, the first thing is up. I hear a lot of people, these are things that I never heard of before in my entire life. But I hear about it a lot lately, okay? Lately. Now, first thing up. I hear people talk about a lot of times people do things like pray for other people's gifts and talents, or um, they do things like you desire to have a destiny swap with someone or something. Wow. Okay, these are things that I hear that's on the table that people talk about, dream about, right? I'm here to tell you right now, you can do better than that. Okay? You can do better than that. He's trying to get in here with me. The puppy trying to get in here with me. Okay, stay with me. Stay with me. I want to stay where I am so I don't rock anything or, trying to be comfortable sitting here, okay? Okay, trying to be comfortable sitting right where I am here. So, back to where I was about the people desiring to do destiny swaps and things like that. Like, I'm hearing about that and I'm thinking, like, that is insane, right? But that's, whatever. Now, by me not knowing about it, and there's some things that I'm going to talk about that you'll understand what I'm saying, okay? Now, when I do this woman's part, I'm going to try to go through this kind of quick. I'm going to try to speed it up. I'm also going to talk about the men part as well. I'm going to talk about it, all right? So, first of all, let me explain this to you, because I need y'all to get it. Huh. Please get it. When I show up, all right? I'm showing up to love on you, okay? Let me tell you why I say that. First of all, my background, right? The way that I've lived my life in the past, I've never talked about personal things. I didn't talk about personal things to people at all. I'd be like, no, why would I do that? I would really be like, why would I do, just keep on going, right? Keep on going. And I honestly didn't feel a need to do that. I just, you just go through your life, you're doing what you do. And, I definitely would not involve myself in people's personal affairs. That's what I didn't do that. The only time I would involve myself in something personal for someone asks me for help. They come and they ask me for help, and then I would be like, okay, what do, all right? I mean, like, for real, like, and I've had times, that's the funny thing about life. I forgot about that. Wow, that just hit me. Wow, my God, wow, that just hit me. Like, you ever had people come to you for some help with some very serious things, like they just want you maybe to be with them in a crisis, right? Something to be a crisis, to be the support system. Now, they got a whole family. They could ask them, but they ask you, and you show up for them, whether it's sitting through a trial or whatever. I've done that for people. Yeah. Wow, I totally forgot. That just came back up. All right. So anyway, wow. Here we go. Wow, God had that come back up for a reason, because I forgot that part. Okay, I'll talk about it a little later. That part, that piece. Okay, now let me stay with it. So when I show up, I'm coming on to basically, I promise you, I want to say, you could say love on you for a moment. You could say that, Or I feel like sometimes, after you go through all that you've been through in life, sometimes why not give your testimony a little bit? Or if you're not giving your testimony, maybe you want to just give some pointers to something that will help someone else. Okay, I'm just saying, just a little, all right. So stay with me, stay with me. Now, the beautiful thing about what I'm sharing with you is none of it's negative, none of it's complaining, none of that. Oh my Lord, da, 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 da. No, I just want you to pull up a chair, get your drink, baby, and just chime on in with me, okay? All right. Now we're gonna talk about. Let me do a quick recap before I go there. So I'm explaining to you when I show up, this is just something basically to love on you, to say, hey, hey, hey. The reason I'm trying to express that because people, they have an attitude like, oh, I can do that better than her. Oh, I could do this. I could do. You see, that's where your mind shouldn't be. That's where your mind shouldn't be. You shouldn't be worried about doing something better than somebody else. You should want to be your own best competition for you. Okay? And if your mama have not taught you, guess what I'm going to do? If your sister have not taught you, right? If your auntie have not taught you, guess what I'm going to do? I'm showing up to share with you how to build on your lady game. Oh, yes, yes, yes. So listen to me. Now, when I say these things, don't look at where a person is in their life and stuff. Cause see, you don't know where they've been. You don't know where they've been. You don't know what they've been into. You don't know. You don't know, right? So don't just take in the information. If a part of it may help you, then run with that. Do you understand? And I'm old enough. I'm little people's granny and everything. I have kids. Boop boop boop. Okay. Listen to me. And no, I'm not married. All right? Stay with me. Stay with me. So, that's the thing. I want you to, I'm reiterating, okay? Understand. This is not about you. Because I see y'all out there, some of y'all. This is not about a competition between you and I, because I have no competition. Okay, my mission is I'm here on something totally different. Okay, I have no competition. Okay, now if I was working on competing on anything, honey, I would definitely rise to the occasion. I would definitely hit that bell. Okay, but that ain't what this is about. All right, so calm down and just take in the information and let me love on you. All right, that's what I want you to do. Enjoy. Okay? Enjoy. Now, here it goes. Now, we're talking about lady gang. All right? Now, people maybe not express enough. And it's very true that experiences is what develops you. Okay? Period. I don't care what nobody say. It's all about the experiences. Okay? I'm sorry. That's what it is. That's what develops who you are. Okay? Now, I heard one of my girls say, yeah, girl, one of my girls that I love on. Okay. She was expressing that, people really usually know who they are. And that may be something that people put out there. Okay? That at least by you're around, you know who you are, and you kind of develop your personality around the age of 12 years old, and you kind of know, you're gonna be who you're gonna be and stuff like that. I'm here to tell you that's not necessarily true. Okay, rock with me for a minute. I'm trying to keep up with this time. The reason that's not necessarily true is because you can take a 12-year-old, 15-year-old, 16-year-old, and no matter what their life has been like, and you put them into different situations and experiences, okay? Hallelujah. Baby, you don't know what you're going to get. Listen to me. You don't know what you're going to get. Now, let's Let me go there. Say, for example, and I'm going to tell you this. Say, for example, when you say experiences, because you say, well, how many, here, this is what I mean. This is the gems that God gives you that you're not supposed to miss on. You're not supposed to miss. You take it in. You take it in. Okay, you take it in because the Lord is. Different things happen with families, friends, at functions. Hallelujah, church, anything. Right? It's so that you can see. You can understand how different people live. If you're paying attention close enough, you see how people think. It depends on how you're able to discern things, right? Just pay attention. Pay attention, okay? Stay with me. So, this is what I noticed as a young girl coming up. All right? Now, I would have like maybe, you know how you meet people and wow, God, I want to just get to the point. I don't want to, unfiltered. You know how you meet someone, you meet people, and say for example, ladies, I'm talking about us. So, I could meet this beautiful young lady, right? And she can introduce you to her family and things like that. But maybe you notice that her personality, maybe you guys don't match personalities, which you don't have to, right? But maybe the things that you see are like, maybe they like, oh, and this young lady is just happy with, how things are, how she's that's it, captivated by the way, her mom does things, right? Her sister, her aunt, the ladies in her family, her grandmother. Maybe she's, captivated and indulged with, hopefully I'm making sense here, you know, how they do things, because this is the truth. Something, and God, thank you, because that's what people do. Sometimes people are, have you ever met someone? They can be an older age, but they're so um, they're so relaxed in the way maybe family members have come up, or friends, just basically the little circle that they know. That's what I'm trying to get to. Are you help? You get this? So the circle that they know is what they pull on for things, right? Or for knowledge, or the way to do things, or whatever, right? Okay. And then, sometimes that happens, that happens with all of us, right? But then sometimes there's this thing called there's more. Okay. And some people will take there's more in, they'll take it in, they'll be like, okay, baby, there's more, right? And then there are some other, there's some people that are just, that's good for them. They like, I'm good, I'm just like my mom or my aunt Teresa or whoever, right? Just whoever. I'm just thinking of a name off the top of my head, right? Whoever, and they're good with that, and that's what they like. They don't want to adjust anything. They don't want to. They. It seems like they don't even. And then the other thing is they deal with. That's what I'm trying to say. They move with what they're used to and what they're comfortable with. Does anybody understand what I'm trying to say? That's their world. They're comfortable with that. So anything like outside of that may be too much, right? Okay, you get it? All right. Now, all right, we're talking about the lady game, okay? Here we go. And then there's this thing. There's this thing where, say for example, okay. Now let me tell you about these gems that are along the way in life that ladies is a good thing for you to pick up, okay? There's a good things for you to pick up, all right? Now, say for example, hey, could you please have them stop? I hear that little squeaky door. Okay, that drives me crazy. That little squeaky door. Chip bags, ruffling, doors just going. Sometimes children they'll let that door just go and go, and you're like, what? Nobody hears it but you. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. That was annoying. Sorry about that. But anyway, here we go. I'm going to jump back to it. So, now, where was I? Okay. So, I was expressing that, sometimes, that's, it's like almost like they're good with that, and that's their cap, right? That's their cap. They're like, hey, and this is the thing. Sometimes you can form, um, group situations, things that you're only comfortable with. Like maybe one type of people are living like that. Maybe they comfortable with one like type of people and people. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. Okay, whatever. Okay, so okay, so here it goes. And guess what? What I just explained doesn't make it bad at all. It's just that people need to really know there's a difference. Because some people wonder how you can say another woman is all that they're too much or this or that, but and people wonder how are they, what is all that about, because it ain't that serious, where boop boop boop, they got, and I'm about to express to you how uh, a woman thinking outside the box, how that comes about. And how God gives you the same gems, but sometimes you people don't take it in, they miss it. All right? Here it goes. So, wow. Then, there's the lady, and there's these experiences, okay? There's gems that the Lord allow you to witness. And it's a gem. It's something. It's a learning experience for you, okay? Now let me talk about some of the things, okay? I started to jot some things down, but I said, no, let me just turn it on, or, But if I do not like the way this is going, I'm going to redo it, okay? I'm willing to redo it, all right? Now, so I have this thing where I believe that your mind should be open, because you don't want to cheat yourself. Period. Okay? I knew that there was always more. As a matter of fact, one of my daughters reminded me that I would always say, "Oh no, there's more. There is more. Oh no, like this is really nice, but there's more. There's what she said. Mom used to always say that because there is. All right, let me explain to you. So, your lady gang, let me tell you about some of the things that I noticed. And they're gems coming up from a young lady. I remember my mother had this friend, right? She had this friend. And this lady, oh my gosh, she didn't have kids at all. And this is when they were younger, She was beautiful. She didn't have children or anything. And I remembered how she was, how she carried herself, how she was always just gorgeous, And you know how women, you don't have to do much, and you're just gorgeous, right? Not to mention my mother. She attracted gorgeous. She was absolutely gorgeous. You get it? Okay. But I remember how she would do things, okay? I remember how this friend would do things. As a matter of fact, I asked my mom, what happened to her? So when my mother married my real father at a very young age, they got married at 17 years old. Yeah, that young. Yeah, my parents. My mother got married at 17, I believe that was. And but when that happened, it seemed like they were friends even after that. But when my mother got into her second marriage, I think some type of way that kind of died down or whatever, the relationship. But I had so much admiration for this beautiful, and she was always jolly. That's the one that used to always just be so jolly, right? Okay, she would just be jolly. Just listen to me. Walk with me, because you're probably like, okay, what and what? Our mamas meet people all the time. But okay, guess what? I want you to pick up the gems from them and understand this, okay? I'm trying to run through this. Now, and what was her name? Her name was Doris. Okay? Doris, okay? Here we go. Let me keep going. I would love to see that lady. Hold on. Just saying. But anyway, then the married couples that my mother. So notice I'm talking about from a young age. So I'm telling you about just taking things from paying attention to people, okay? How the married couple, my mother and I, well, she dealt with a couple, you know, black family, how they would live, okay? Making sure they had the pool in the back and the piano and the house and all of this stuff. You know what I mean? Like they were just and they ran businesses and things like that, right? Okay? So guess what that showed me? You know, that was showing me what? How nice people live and things like that, right? Like, just I'm just saying, okay? How people were working hard, reaching their goals together and things like that. And they have been married for a while. Okay? So, you get to see other marriages, okay? Here we go. Just stay with me, because it's a reason I'm sharing all this with you. And then, not to mention, you know, um, this is important. Let me tell you about this. This one. Let me scale it a little. A young lady that I had met back in the day. This is a good one, actually. I met her back in the day, and I noticed. Now, this was an area that we were living in. All right. Now, I noticed back in the day, this lady, beautiful lady, I would say, or whatever, or had some, people had some ways about themselves, okay, all right, but that's okay. You're not worried about that. You're looking at the experience from that person, okay. I may have to redo this video and structure this how I'm saying it, but hopefully you could get the gist of it, all right. So she was, let me just get to it. I don't want to, sometimes when you stall talking, you're really trying to make sure you say it as smooth as possible, okay? But I remember that she taught me from her experiencing her life and her lifestyle temporarily. She taught me that she was the type of woman, and y'all all have met this person. Y'all all have met this person, and sometimes people don't even know that ain't the girl that's gonna be your friend necessarily, okay? That you get to understand the nugget, the gem, the understanding that you're getting from just running into that type of person, okay? Now, may work for some people, may not work for, okay? She was the type of person, we've all met this person. If they're good, okay. There are some people that are fine as long as they're outdoing the rest of the people around them or in the hoods or wherever, right? I'm just going here. Have you ever met those people? What they do, everything's good as long as they doing better or than the people that are close to them. That's what I'm trying to say. Have y'all met those people? Right? Okay, now listen. When I came across this person, I thought that was crazy. You hear me? Because I always felt like, why can't you think bigger? Why is you trying to outdo little Shaniqua and them? Do you get, not trying to be some type of way of stereotype? I was like, well, why you? I said, I wonder why that made her feel. I don't know nothing about that. I don't know. Like, but that, as long as I'm out doing them, that's good. And like, that was and I'm thinking, like, this ain't even that. Why is it? I just couldn't understand that. Okay, I could never understand. But it was serious. It was real. Okay, and this girl, I mean, God, everybody else was married but me. Wait a minute, I promise you, all my friends from most of my life, all those people were married but me. And now I'll talk about that one day, because my mother and I laugh at this to this day. You know, after I say my mother goes through 2 marriages, I'd be like, whatever. I'll be like, you know, in my younger time, I'd be like, hell no. Nope, I'm good. I promise you. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Right? Thinking I would be like, I'm good, right? I'm good. I'm good. I ain't gonna do that. Okay? Okay, so listen. Look. Okay. So that thing right there disturbed me. And I felt like, you know, that was the cap of our friendship, because I noticed, like, that was what her thing was. Long as she was doing, like, you know, I didn't understand it, because my thoughts were she was worried about being better than the hood people, and that's it. You know what I mean? And I wanted to be, you know, like, you know, my thoughts were, I want to learn from the best. I want this, and you know, I want that. You know what I'm saying? You know, I want to, you know. So anyway, but that was an experience for me. You know, see, so I took it. I took that nugget. I said, okay, I see God. I see. All right. I see. All right. All right. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. I'm gonna try to give maybe 2 more examples of what I'm saying here. Now, there's that was that experience, okay? Then, not to mention the people you see on, you know, on your path, or you know about, or you, or whatever. Like, this is one big thing that they always say: find someone that you admire. You hear me? Now, this is the thing: don't cheat yourself. Y'all try to be like exactly like other people, right? Why would you want to be like somebody else when God created you, made you amazing, right? You're amazing, and you're supposed to craft your amazing, work your amazing, right? Like, work on that thing, right? But what you want to do, you go and try to be better than, how you gonna be better? I'm just saying, like why are you trying to outdo someone's real life? That don't make no sense. Work your stuff, work your craft, work your thing, okay? It's okay. It's okay. I remember I used to always tell women, always, when I was do their makeup and stuff, because, you know, you give them a customized look, something that they could do all the time that they feel comfortable with. I used to express to them, work your magic. Go find a way and work your magic. Do you understand what I'm saying? Work your magic. Don't worry about this, that. I'm just saying. Wow. Jonas, lower your voice, babe. A little bit. Okay. My baby boy's getting deep. Okay, so anyway. Thank you. So, anyway. Here we go. Let me stick with it. So you kind of understand what I'm saying? Do you kind of understand what I'm saying? You know, you want to kind of, you know, work your magic, whatever it is, okay? Okay? Work your magic. Simple as that, all right? Find out what you like. Don't worry about what somebody else like. Find what you like and what works for you, okay? There's a secret to working your magic too, because some people are scared. Some people will just be scared. Like, you know, some people, even their family, get in their head and say, what you doing that for? Why would you, you know? And you don't even know. That's your right. That's your right to try something different if that's what you want to do. You know, family members will get in your head and say, why are you trying to look nice? Or why are you trying to do this or that? I'm here right now to tell you, don't do that to yourself. You know, some people don't know any better. Don't do that to yourself, okay? All right? All right, back to where I was. So, stay with me. So, seen this little floating hair, and that little floating hair drives me nuts. Okay, let me stay with what I'm doing here. Okay, so talking about don't cheat yourself. Okay, find your magic, whatever your magic is. Don't so you don't want to show up as trying to be someone else. Why would you want to do that? You think you're amazing. You got things that other people don't have, right? Wow. You want to be careful with that because sometimes you can show up and you really can't fulfill someone else's shoes. And then you got to rely, listen to me. So a lot of people work with teams eventually, right? They work with a team eventually, right? But what if you have to show up and that team ain't with you that make you grand? And you just still got to show up, right? So that's why you never want to take on somebody else's life. You want to work yours. You want to develop yourself, your skills, your everything. Do you understand? I'm just saying. Okay, now, so I'm just telling you about this. Then, not to mention, okay, um, then you get the experience of dealing with, um, you know, women that are living a beautiful dream life, right? Okay, women, stick with me. We're talking about lady game. They're living a dream life. So you get to see, many of us, should have, people that you dealt with that have that live dream lives, right? Um, where they're in their beautiful homes. They have their careers together. Um, it's a lifestyle. It's the way they live. You know what I mean? Some of them gonna have children. Some of them not. But you should experience that. And when you get with people that take the nuggets from it. Take the nuggets, the small nuggets, the things that you admire, that you really like, right? You just take those little things, okay? You take those little things to develop and to understand, because you take all those little things are gifts. It really is. Okay, here we go. They're gifts. It's the way you perceive it, the way you look at it, because what God is doing, He's giving you a flash of all these different things. Different types of people, the way people move, right? That's why it's good. Some people don't like meeting strangers or whatever. Why not? Step outside the box. You ain't got to just be comfortable with your little circle, whatever. Meet new people, see what's going on. Those are things. That's what I'm telling you, how I was able to tap into many different things because I go by my experiences of how I've had to deal with people or just watching things or, and actually my experiences were really all up close. That's what I'm running down to you. Some of the things that I would like and learn. Because, see, you don't have to go through everything. Take something from what somebody else has been through and let that be enough. You be like, oh, okay. Oh, okay. I'm just saying. Some things, okay? Then here we go. Say, for example, okay, so I talked about the lady, the very successful lady that I really admire, baby, honey. You talking about something just so bad, okay? She was definitely a doctor, okay? I admired the way she lived, the way she did things. And at that time, she didn't have children. So I got to see her before having children. You know what I mean? And how her lifestyle was and, things like that. Everybody should get to see that, okay? The different career women doing different things, okay? Before they have kids. All of that, okay? Okay, let me keep going. Then, let me tell you about this one lady I met. Oh my God, listen! This one lady I met. Now, I must tell you, I was really intrigued by this sister, okay? Let me tell you why. This is someone I worked with for a very short amount of time, okay? This lady, she was such a lady, okay? I don't give a darn what was going on. This lady was such a lady, period, okay? She was not going to let anybody move her. She wasn't gonna do it, honey. You wasn't gonna move her, okay? She didn't care what was going on. I think when I met her, she had just went through a divorce. So she had just ended a divorce. Just had to, lose her home and some other things happened, right? Some other things happened. But she was still, if she would have said anything, I would have never known. Because she just knew. I think she even had to move back to her parents' house. But honey, the way she finessed that thing and the way she was, and I mean, she had children and everything. She had children. She had, but she still managed to be a lady at all times. Did you hear me? I admired her. I admired her. Even when she was going through, she wasn't ugly. Okay? Even when that woman was going through, in whatever, even when her money got funny, even when, she was always a lady. And I admired her. And guess what she admired about me? The fact that I was always positive. That'll get you through a lot too. Staying positive, staying upbeat, okay? All that stuff that they teach and the Bible teach you and people preach, honey, what you gonna do when you test it on that thing? What you gonna do when you test it on that very thing? Huh? I'm just saying. Listen. Admired this lady. She may not have had 2 cents, but it's the way she would get stuff done. It seemed like she was gonna. The Lord blessed her where she could make a way to just reach everything she needed to. Okay, beautiful lady. I'll never that's what I remember about her. That's what I will remember. Okay. So if you kind of stand with me, do you see the different types of people I'm saying? Or we meet many other people in between. But I was trying to give you different, like a variety, so you could understand how different types of people, the way that they come in your life, it could be a gem if you understand how to receive the gem. Okay, I see. Oh, okay. That's how, okay. Do you get it? Do you get it? Lady gang, okay? And what you do is you never want to be anything exactly like that person. That's not what you want to do, right? But what it is God showing you how different ladies do different things and how they are, right? Okay? And then what you do is with the knowledge that you have from just watching and knowing, you go into your own. You work your own magic. And be true to yourself with it. And be true to yourself with it. Whatever that thing may be. Okay? And that's where I come in, and I don't knock people. I try not to knock people unless something directly is coming my way, meaning you stepping on my toes, and you just won't stop. Then that's a little different. Other than that, no. Yeah. Do you see what I'm saying? That's what builds your lady gang. Not to mention, when you go different places, one of my favorite places to be is the airport, when you get to sit and people watch. I used to love that and maybe because I could read things, maybe that's why, now that people, maybe because I could read things. Maybe that's why I love this so much. Yeah, but I really enjoyed that. Your fashion game, whatever, Whatever you like, okay? Whatever you like. Like, I'm serious. Whatever you like. Whatever you like, you cultivate that thing and make, become what you want. Do what you get into you. So you don't want to ever worry about copying somebody else. Because I think that's senseless. I can find something beautiful and amazing with everybody that I meet. Even if it's somebody that somebody labeled them as the worst person. No, baby, I could find something gorgeous and wonderful to say about them and see. Amen? I'm just saying. So don't ever, you don't want to cheat yourself. You want to be you. When you show up, baby, you want to be you. All right? Now, there's maybe a little bit more I want to talk about on that, because, but the one thing, so I kind of went through, I talked about people talking about they want a destiny swap and all of that. Okay, that's a waste of time. That's a waste of your happiness, your whatever. Because sometimes when you hurt someone to get something, or try to cheat someone out of something or whatever, baby, that thing ain't gonna go usually the way you think it is. So it's not even worth it. Okay? So it's like, work your thing, work your plan. I'm telling you, okay? Then the thing with, I told you about my mother's beautiful girlfriend, right? So surrounded by beauty. Who now that's the other part. I got to spend time with her alone. So my mother allowed her to watch me sometimes. Okay? That was the other thing I had left out. Her beautiful girlfriend. Okay? And see how my hair is like this? Her hair was like this when I was a young girl. She had that big curly black hair, and it was her hair, okay? But she was like that, maybe she was a little, we were in Louisiana, we mixed with a little Creole. Happy, you're talking about a happy, like she was beautiful, she was happy, right? Anyway, okay, so keep going. She did not have children at the time. Okay, so keep it going. And then, I talked about the lady who always kept her lady game because she didn't care what was going on. I'm going through hell, but I'm going to keep my lady game together. You hear me? I'm going to speak well. When I show up, it's going to be well. That's one of my favorite girls right there. That was one of my favorite girls. It's just real relaxed. And like, you weren't going to get her off her square. You weren't going to get her hype. You weren't going to do that to her. She was not going to do it. Okay? Sure, she could rise to the occasion, but she wasn't going to do it. All right? And then I mentioned the doctor. Right? Super jazzy. Right? Super jazzy, doing her thing. Living beautiful. Traveling beautiful. Just, these are the things that I took on. Okay? I left out one, and then I put, look, on this paper at the bottom, I put hood stuck, because I think that's hood stuck. The one that I mentioned to you, she only wanted to be better than her hood family, hood neighbors and stuff. That's all she wanted. Like, that was her cap. Like, that's what she wanted to stunt on, and I couldn't understand that, because I said, baby, there's some bad girls in this world. There's some, people really, boop, 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 and then the other thing is, I don't believe in, I know in my heart of hearts, I'm going to share this blueprint that God shared with me a long time ago. Okay? As a matter of fact, when I close this one out, I'm going to load it. And so that'll be my next one. No. So the next one I want to talk about is with the men. Remember I said that? So I'm going to close this one out, and then I'm going to do the men part of what I'm talking about. And then I'm going to do then I'm going to go into something else. All right? I'm going to just keep talking. Okay, since I'm kind of behind a little bit. Okay? So anyway, here it goes. The hood stuck. So hood stuck to me is that when you only want to outdo the hood you came from, or the hood, just all your thoughts. So I'm not doing better than this. Y'all know I'm not joking. That's like, I think that's crazy. I think it's crazy, but I seen it. I said, oh, that's it? Okay. Oh, that's high. Oh, okay. So that's what they were about. I was like, okay, that's not what I want to do. That's not my thing. I think life is so big, like it's so big, but that's maybe just where that person was at that time. And a lot of people are really, that's where they are. So those are the type of people that will never want to see you come up because they got to do better than you with a little situation. I don't know where that comes from, okay? Then naturally, I talked about, I'm just recapping, okay, guys? And naturally, I spoke about um, the fact that, uh, you're gathering different experiences. When you meet people, it's really a gym. If you take what you need to, you get what open your eyes, pay attention to what's going on. God is showing you different things, okay? Do you understand? You can look at experiences and understand experiences through other people that are doing different things, right? Okay? I'm just saying. So, anyway, I hope you understand what I was saying. I want to tell you I love you. I hope that was a little helpful, okay? Hope that was a little helpful. I'm going to check and see if it's something that I need to redo. All right? Usually I don't redo it. I just let it go. All right? But I love you and thank you. Dominique Brown. Welcome to Sunshine Brown. Welcome. All right? Thanks. Goodbye.